The Oaks, Kenny, we're expecting to see Thorpedo Anna work today, as well as Take Charge Milady, putting in their final preps before next weekend.
Well, we're sorting through what they're doing with the racetrack this morning. We thought they were going to harrow it and open it, but it looks like they're going to seal it and then maybe drag it. But Take Charge Milady, we're kind of dealing with a little bitty issue. She's got the equivalent of what I'd call a bad hangnail on her 1 foot, inside of her right foot. We're not worried about how she hits the ground on it so much. She's got just a small seepage there, and we're going to push her to tomorrow. And when we work her tomorrow, we're probably just going to do something long and steady as opposed to speed work. That's kind of a tricky one, but we were dealing with this going into the fantasy, and we had to scratch her out of the fantasy. That gave us an extra week to sort it out. She ran really good in the Ashland, but this has kind of been an ongoing for the last couple of months we've been dealing with.
What is the standard protocol when horses have just a tiny hangnail like this?
Well, 3/4 of their shoe, which we could show you a picture of, I suppose, and then you could also patch it, stitch it, or patch it. We stitched Render Judgment a little earlier in the winter, and I shared that on Twitter at one point in time. And this is a filly that hers is similar, but these are just details that we deal with regularly. And fortunately or unfortunately, the timings are a little rough, but we'll get through it. We think we'll make the race.
And comparatively speaking, you think it would be better for her to work on obviously a fast regular track versus kind of a sealed muddy one like today?
Well, it's hard to say. What you don't want to do is that if she hits it wrong, she could split it from the top to the bottom. But right now, it just seems to be located, it's stayed at the top. And as long as it doesn't move, then it's okay. And it seems to be much more superficial. But look, I've always laid it out there, and this is one of the things we deal with. But it's not a bone issue whatsoever. It's just like I said, just a small location at the top of her coronet band.
Will Thorpedo Anna work regardless of the condition of the track today, or will you also push her tomorrow?
I'm planning on working her. I'm going to look at it here in a minute and see what it looks like before we back up. But she just needs a happy half mile. She's very, very uncomplicated. We'll let Brian's going to get on her, and he'll back her up and, like I said, break off the half mile pole. More than likely, we'll go ahead and go. This filly will run her work on about anything.
Kenny, you're the best. Thank you so much for the update.
All right, you're welcome.